They eat you from your asshole first. Okay? So they got you bent over doggy style, getting chomped on, okay? And you're over there and be like, well, at least he sees me as
Right.
I can see why they choose bear.
Oh, they want to get their ass ate.
like to get their ass ate. That's wild.
What's good? We back with another reaction. Today, we are reacting to Man vs. Bear. Why men are more dangerous than bears. Let's get into it.
Okay, but I need to.
And during National Men's National Men's Mental Health Month, like what a way to kick off Mental Health Month for men is to say that I'd rather be with men. I'd rather be with a grizzly bear or a bear than a man. Wow, what a way! What better way to kick it off? You get what I'm saying? Like, perfect.
Serious question: would you rather Cameron be in the woods?
Cameron?
With a bear or with a man?
This is a very odd question.
Very odd.
Like, she ends up being in the woods alone and is either faced with a bear or with a man. Which would you rather?
Has she developed any skills?
Does it matter?
No. She's just her 5-year-old self.
What's the difference between if she had developed skills and she hadn't? What's the difference?
Maybe the bear.
Why?
It might not do anything.
Okay, if you had to leave your daughter in the forest with either a man or a bear, which would you choose?
Well, I think both options kind of suck. I don't know this man. Oh, gosh. Don't know anything about the man.
No, nothing about the man.
Anything about the bear?
Nothing
It's a
about
fucking bear. You want to know its fucking government? You want its social security number? You want its ID? It's not Brother Bear. It's a fucking bear, nigga. Do I know anything about the bear? Yeah, you know, it's a family bear. What kind of fucking question is that?
Oh, my gosh. I feel like it's an impossible choice. It just shows you how much I don't trust other people. I don't know.
Are y'all realizing that myself and other women are saying bear because we would quite literally rather die? And then we have some people saying, well, not all bears, just because one bear did it doesn't mean that all bears would do it. You shouldn't be scared of all bears. Let's get a lineup of bears and you show me which one I should be scared of. In this Target right now, you point out to me which men I should and should not be scared of. Well, I don't know. Exactly. At least a bear wouldn't show videos and photos and dap up their buddies after. At least a bear couldn't say the words, well, she liked it, she asked for it. A bear would probably leave you alone even after you were dead. To get most bears to leave you alone, all you have to do is scream loud enough. Can't say the same. Women are asking their guy best friends, their boyfriends, their husbands, their fucking fathers, and they're all saying the same thing. Why do you think that is? Bears don't.
Because people are stupid, right? People talk a lot. People have a lot to say and they like to yap and make shit sound sweet and good. But if... Oh, I didn't mean to... You can clap it up for that. But if they were actually faced... Like, if they were actually in a forest and God came down himself and he said, would you rather me place a random bear in front of you or a random man in front of you? Bro, niggas are not gonna have the same energy, bro. I promise you. I bet money. We can bet money.
Don't grasp the concept of wrong and right, but you know who does. At least a bear didn't pretend to be your friend for months beforehand just to get what it wanted in the end.
If I survive the bear attack, I won't have to see the bear at family reunions.
Ooh.
The worst thing the bear can do is kill me.
Uh-huh.
The bear sees me as a human being.
What?
After what those men did to that monitor lizard, the bear...
This is stupid.
The bear sees you as
a human being.
No, it sees you as a snack.
What are you saying? Like, bitches be saying this is why I just don't feel like we should just be listening to women like that. I just don't feel like we should be listening that much to the things that they say. Like certain things that they talk about, I'm just not jacking it.
What does that mean? I'm just curious for the people in the comments. Like, I get what these women are trying to say. Essentially, like, there are terrible things that men have done to women, and they're related. The people supposed to be closest, a lack of humanity. Okay. The bear sees you as a... On what planet do bears see you as a human? You think they care about your needs, your aspirations, your career goals? You think they care? If they're hungry, they're just going to eat you. You know, like, you know how, like, a rapist will just... They don't care about who you are. They're just going to grape you. They're going to, you know, essay you or whatever. Right?
That's a bear.
And that's objectifying. It's illegal. It's immoral. You really think a bear's hungry, just gonna eat you? Is that seeing you as a human? Aren't you just a piece of meat? But like, you know how they say, "Oh, this man just sees me as a piece of meat." You know, he doesn't really see me as a person. The bear literally sees you as a piece of meat. But
A piece of tasty salmon.
Just imagine, it's like a bear's eating you
It's present
from your asshole. That's how is it bears? No,
that's hyenas. God damn.
It's okay. You know what? My head, all animals, okay? They eat you from your asshole first, okay? So they got you bent over doggy style, getting chomped on, okay? And you're over there and be like, well, at least he sees me as...
Right.
Yes, okay, hey! And you be like, well, hey, at least he saw me as, human. Oh.
At least I never have to
explain it
see him
like that.
again.
I can see why they choose bear.
Oh, they want to get their ass ate.
Like to get their ass ate? That's wild.
The bear doesn't get enjoyment out of it.
Well, how do you know that?
Right.
How do you know that? I'm actually fairly confident that there's a euphoric feeling that all animals feel when they're chomping at an animal for sustenance.
You ever own cats? I mean, I'm talking about outside cats. The way they're strolling, la 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 la. Here, a rat. I caught it for you. Enjoy. They happy as a mo.
The bear didn't pretend to be my friend for months beforehand. No one will say that I liked the bear attack. No one will talk about the bear's bright future. If the bear and the man both want to hurt me and I scream loud enough, there's a better chance that the bear will actually run away. A bear wouldn't film it and send it to all his friends. The men getting angry at this don't realize that there are fates worse than death.
Wow, okay.
Ask Junko Furuta, Sadie Robinson, Shanann Watts
Fair,
if
I
they would
guess.
choose the man or the bear.
Fair.
People sent us this. Obviously, a lot of folks are upset about it. Here's what I think. I think it's perfectly fine if you're going to have some level of wariness around men. Okay. You guys went to the nth degree and compared us to fucking bears. That's crazy.
Yo.
I think that's the disrespectful part. I don't think most men would have had an issue if women said, you know, I generally feel unsafe around men I don't know. I think we've heard that enough to be like, okay, I can get it. The bear thing is like, you're making us to, like we're fucking terrorists or some shit.
I mean, but to be fair, bro, like, as a man, you could never really walk a mile in a woman's shoes and understand the things that they've gone through. And I said this in my last video about not being ugly. Maybe I should leave a card right here. Don't be ugly, and the woman, a man approached her in the parking lot and she was like, don't ever approach women in the parking lot. And it's just like, yeah, you feel like she might have overreacted, but you don't know what she's been through. Until you judge a person, shout out Mr. Mirror, 8th grade Patrick Henry 171. Until you judge a man or woman, for this sake, you have to walk a mile in their moccasins, bro. I've seen and I've heard stories of weird shit that men do to other women. Like the same men that would be cool with me, like, whatever, would be weird and act creepy and do all these type of stuff to these women that I know. And so, though it may hurt your feelings, though it may be an exaggeration, though it may be extra, I think the point in all of this is just like, yo, let's see where women are really coming from.
Wish someone would compare women to animals, and it would be perfectly fine.
Right, facts.
You just did what?
Facts.
You just did what?
I have this bit I normally do on stage about walking home late at night and coming out of the subway station, turn the corner, and there's a woman in front of me, and there's like a weird tension because it's just me and her on the street. There's nobody else, right? And I know she's scared because I can kind of see her body language change, and then I'm starting to get scared because I can tell she's, like you have this weird desire as a man who you're just alone on the street with this person, you want them to feel safe.
Yes.
But how do you make a stranger feel safe? Because I know I don't want to do nothing, but she doesn't know that. But because I'm a man, inherently that's the thing that happens.
Right.
I understand what this makes me think of.
It makes you think of what?
This makes me think of, at least in my younger years, when I'd just be chilling in my neighborhood, and then a cop would stop me and
Yep.
ask me questions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you bothering me?
Yeah.
Like, you don't suspect me of a crime, nothing, but you're just
You
checking
just
it.
a- you just asking. You're just probing for
And
shit
why
that's
it's
not there.
justified is because they've seen other black dudes do things. They think they could just bother me and ask me questions like with some like an idea of like criminal intent. And it's insulting. It's insulting
And
because I go through great lengths to be an upstanding citizen, do everything the right way, pay my all that shit, and I still gotta deal with this bullshit just because I got the same skull as. That's the frustration that you start to feel as a man. And people feel justified in this, and they say it's perfectly acceptable to have that reaction, you know, this and that. I'm gonna ask a question. Would you say it's perfectly acceptable to have that attitude and to proclaim this stuff very proudly, openly, if we were talking about black people?
Right. I mean, it's not the same though. I don't really feel like I feel like it's apples and oranges in this situation. I feel like men as opposed to women are a lot more dangerous as blacks I mean, if anything, white people are statistically the biggest terrorists in the United States. We don't even have to go there. We can, but we don't have to. But if we're just looking at the statistics and the facts and what actually happens, men are more dangerous to men. Men are more dangerous to women. Men are just dangerous overall. Like, don't get me wrong, women are dangerous as well. But if we're comparing men to women, men are far more dangerous. Black people versus non-black people, there's not a big discrepancy. If anything, black people are actually less dangerous on average, I would say. Yeah. I don't know the facts, but yeah.
Just ask the question. Can you?
But black people do kill a lot, but black people are killing black people. Black people aren't killing white people, so statistically it doesn't really make sense for a white person to be scared of a black person. When black people aren't killing white people. Realistically, I should be more afraid of a black person than a white person should be, because blacks statistically kill blacks. They don't really kill whites. White people statistically, I guess, should be more scared of white people killing them, because white people kill white people more than black people kill white people.
As women of all colors, come out and say, I don't like being around black people. I'm scared because statistically speaking, blah, blah, blah. What would happen?
Cancelled.
And here's why that feels unfair to me as a black person. Some black people do bad. So then every time I go outside of my house, even though I've done nothing wrong, there's a certain level of prejudice against me in certain situations. Right? And anyone will tell me otherwise, I don't want to hear it. You as a man feel prejudiced against people, feel unsafe around you inherently at random times of the day. You hear by the way people talk about you online. There's prejudice, okay? Even if you've not done anything, because you are a male and other males have done bad things, there's a certain way that people are going to look at you. My only question is, why is this version so acceptable all the time, but then the black version of this is not socially acceptable? I'm curious.
Because we're not being specific when we say men. And when we say men, the default is white.
I didn't pick that up. I never picked that up. I got a different philosophy, but I'll let him finish.
When they say they feel unsafe around men, they're not just meaning white men. They mean all men.
I understand what you're saying. I understand why you're saying that. And yes, I see they mean all men. But when I feel like whenever they do generals like that, they really go with the default. I remember I was having this conversation with...
I don't know if I feel that way.
Straight up feminists, and we were talking about prejudice and stuff like that. And she was talking about men, and she was talking about men, and she was talking about me being a man, and I was like, bitch, don't you realize that I'm also a black man? So you're a white woman, technically I have more prejudice than you. And then she just flip open, you know what I mean? She's like, oh shit, my bad, I didn't realize that.
Do black men have more prejudice than white women? Yeah, they do. Okay, I just had to make sure.
It's weird.
I had to
in
double
some kind
check.
of weird way when they say, I feel like whenever they say men like that, they really envision the default of...
I gotta ask.
So it's okay when we talk about men.
You guys want to shut down this whole conversation? Just flip it on the women. Just flip it on. I want to see all these women on TikTok and tell me you'd rather be in the woods with a bear rather than a black man.
That's wild.
And you know there's a bunch of sisters be like, bitch, say less. You niggas ain't shit.
What was I gonna say? I feel okay. The only reason that race is an issue is because niggas was enslaved of race. So let's just like the people make short jokes and make fun of short people because nobody enslaved the little people, right? So it's not sensitive because it doesn't really matter. Like if you're ageist or like if you're prejudiced against short people, if you're prejudiced against a certain demographic of people that weren't like severely oppressed, then nobody really cares. Like racist jokes and stuff like that is only sensitive because of the history of this country. You know what I'm saying? Like it's only an issue because of that reason. So because men were never systematically oppressed, nobody gives a fuck about disrespecting men. Men have always been in control. Men have always had power. So people can just dunk on men and shit on men. I'm talking about between the legs, 360, East Bay, all that type of stuff. But if men were enslaved and called derogatory terms for being a man and stripped from their culture and, brought on slave ships, I think that the way we talk about men would be a lot different.
At this point, I think this kind of rhetoric is acceptable, but it is incredibly prejudiced. And I say this because it makes it so that when, as a man, I'm walking through life, I'm always having to be aware of the fact that I'm a male and that there's a certain level of fear that women are inherently going to have. And I have to compensate for that. But I want you to understand how unfair that is to me as an individual, because I've done nothing wrong.
Right.
I've not put my hands on nobody. I've not catcalled. I've not made any comment. But there's an inherent air of like, well, even perfect example is the daycare example. Dudes are not allowed to work in daycares in a lot of places because there's inherent prejudice against dudes. Now look, a lot of men okay, great. Even when you think about the percentages and numbers, it's not so high that it would make sense to prejudice against everybody. Humans don't operate off numbers. They're not percentage based. They don't care about that. If you go through life and you have 3 bad experiences with Asian guys, you're going to be like, no more Asian guys, and that's enough. Even though you've worked with Asian people, you've encountered them at a store, you've seen them in back alleys by yourself, and nothing has happened. If you have, sometimes humans can just flip and switch. So I just think it's endemic of human nature and the way our brains process information that people default. But the truth is, you encounter men by yourself all the time and nothing ever happens.
Right. I was thinking that, like, you walk past men every day in the grocery store, and I guess the idea is different than, men would act different alone versus if you're by the, if you're surrounded by people, or usually they would. So there's that philosophy, but you walk past men every day. Like, what percentage of men that you've encountered have sexually assaulted you or done something to you? It's low, right? Like, maybe it's single digits. For sure, it's single digits. How many bears have you come across, contact, interactions, and everything's been okay? But I get it. I'm gonna let them get their shit off and
want to go home and play their video games. They don't actually give a fuck about you. They don't want to touch you. But the way that these people talk, they make it sound like vast majority of men are out to do something evil. And I'm not even gonna act like I'm holier than thou, because I'm pretty sure if I had a daughter, I would tell her to be wary of men too. I would. Not to the point where you're out here flagrantly being disrespectful, but you have to be aware of the realities and to adjust accordingly.
Would you rather our daughter be in the woods with a bear or a man?
Is nobody gonna say a man?
I would say a man.
Right. Let's be fucking serious.
Because I could be that man.
No. No.
Flipped it on you. What? What?
I mean, I guess that is
He
true.
did the whole switcheroo. You didn't think about that, huh? What's up? What's up? Man. Why? Me. I'm a man. She stuck with me. She stuck with a man, not a bear. The man is me.
Not you, a stranger.
A Randisi.
Okay, so brown bear.
Why does it have to be a brown bear?
I'm just assuming that's what other.
I mean, technically, the bear does matter. If it's a polar bear, you're cooked. Like, if bitches is saying, "Oh, I'd rather be with a polar bear than a man," you're actually stupid. I mean, you're actually stupid for saying bear in general, because a polar bear, without a shadow of a doubt, is eating you. Like, without, like, you're cooked. Like, they say brown lay down, black fight back, and if it's a polar bear, accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Bro, that's all you can do. I'm saying, Lord, I accept you as my Lord and Savior. Why? He's while he's in your asshole, Lord, I accept you as my Lord and Savior, Lord. That's it. That's pretty much all you can do. Because once the polar bear sees you, it's already too late. It's already been too late. Once the polar bear sees you.
The black bear, brown bear.
Just a bear, Kenny.
It matters
I'd
though.
still say man.
Really? You want our 13-year-old daughter
It's
to
not.
be...
Oh,
It's not what I thought it was, but really, you're not thinking like me. So really, you're really gonna do? Hey, I already have my answer, and it's not so much that I didn't answer the question. I answered the question. You don't like my answer,
Right.
Sometimes it's that. Yeah.
If I found a 13-year-old in the woods, I would be like, okay, let me try and help you to safety.
Aw, that's really cute.
And a bear would be like, "Rawr, I'm gonna eat you." The odds are better with the man.
Right.
Like the odds are better with
I
the
don't know
man.
if that's true. I think you're...
Oh my God, I want to punch her in the face. I don't know if that's true. Somebody boom shorty, bruh.
just assuming that all men are like you.
No, we'll just take like...
He said the odds. Oh my gosh. Lord, give me patience, Lord. Give me patience, give me strength. Amen.
I think you're assuming that not bear are just f***ing bears. There are more. No, not all men are like him. All right, but all bears are bears. This is not fucking Disney Channel, okay? The bear's not gonna take the kid in, and then the kid's gonna become Tarzan. That's Hollywood. It's not how that's how it happens.
I don't think these women think that's how it happens.
I don't know what
line
they
up
think.
10 men,
Oh, this is not going well.
and then say 6 out of the 10 men are good. Those are better odds than one bear,
How do
like
you know
leaving
that-
my child with a bear. What is the bear gonna? The bear can't feed the child. The bear could, well, eat the child.
And what might the man do to the child?
Hopefully,
Whatever.
read stories, pass the time, and get them to safety. Walk upstream. Bears will just take you to their stream, and you just watch them like eat food and stuff. Or, like I said, the bear would like maul the child.
What if the man mauls the child?
I need to get my Bible, bro, because I can't. Like, this conversation is idiotic in nature. Like, it's idiotic. Like, it's it's so stupid. Like, what do you want me to? What am I supposed to do with this? Like, you're just talking nonsense. You're just chatting.
Look, I got a D in stats in college, so I'm just trying to weigh my options here. The bear, it's not like Homeward Bound. Like, a bear will kill you.
The man might kill you.
Yes, everything might kill you, but like, what is she gonna do? Jump up in a tree and the bear's like trying to get her while like a random man. Maybe the man's lost too and they can help each other out. Now, if the man was living in the woods and wanted to be away for some reason, then that would be suspect. But if they're both like lost and they need to find a safe...
And the caption of this says, "My sweet innocent baby husband just sees the best in everyone."
This bitch.
Yo! What am I supposed to do with humans like this? Real talk. Like, what did we do in school? Like, we didn't do reading comprehension. That's not what we did, bro. If you don't want to go to college and have a specialty, okay. But just being what's wrong with, I get it. I have empathy for niggas, bro. But what's wrong with niggas' brains? Like, you're making an assumption that he thinks, he's not even saying that. He's saying if there's a 40%, let's just say, right? Let's just say that with the bear, there's a 30% chance of survival. With a man, let's just say 40% chance with a survival, which is generous on both sides. Both sides. If it's a 30% chance of survival with a bear and there's a 40% survival rate with a random bear or with a random man, which is absolutely absurd odds from both ends. wouldn't you still pick the man? You have a 10% better chance. Like, I understand both are unideal situations. I understand that. Well, the bear might maul the child, but what if the man mauls the child? Well, the bear might eat, but what if the man? What if the man might do? We're talking about what's the better chance? What are the better statistics? We're talking about which one is more likely than. What is the correlation? These are like middle school. This is not high level education. This is basic education. There's a 1 in 3 chance that you survive with the bear, and there's a 2 out of 5 chance that you survive with the man. Do you like 1 out of 3 better, or do you like 2 out of 5 better? It's not hard statistics. It's not like, what are you, like, you saying, no, like, you're just dumb. And it irritates me that dumb people don't know they're dumb. That's what bothers me the most, is that you don't even know you're stupid. If you know you're stupid, I can work with that. Like, nah, yeah, like, you might be right. I'm not, my eggs are not all the way up there. I got a couple screws loose. I'm not the sharpest tool in the hedge. I can respect, we can work with that. But the inability to self-assess, are you dead ass serious? Like, I can't, it's like, yo, dumb people are some of the most, like, insufferable people for me, bro. Like, and I'm talking about dumb to the point where it feels like you're doing it on purpose. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose, but I'm just gonna assume that you are doing it on purpose because you're irritating me.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're aggressive today.
Sorry. Yes.
What did he say?
My sweet, innocent baby husband just sees the best in everyone.
This bitch. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She deserved that, bro.
I'm sorry. Yes, I got time today, bro.
Apparently.
Bro. My sweet, my wife would film me. Like, I didn't. You're gonna put that on the web, and you're gonna diminish who I am as a person. My sweet baby husband. First and foremost,
get the belt.
Bears can climb up trees pretty good. 1, 2. What is this child gonna do from November to April? Because bears hibernate. You're all on your own.
We've covered a lot of videos on
What is this conversation, bro? Like, what are we talking about?
this channel where you have dudes accosting women, being hyper aggressive.
Is there any more clips?
Like that. I think back to that video of that lady at the gas station surrounded by 6 or 7 dudes. And you would ask me like, hey, do you want your daughter in the woods or surrounded by 7 guys at a gas station in fucking rural Detroit or some shit? Like, shit, probably choose the bear in that situation. But
nah, that's a better question. That's a better question.
What?
There's more chances of her dying with the bear. There's more chances.
That the odds might be a little bit closer though. We might be talking about marginal percentages right there. Might be marginal. That might be marginal.
7 gas station?
Gas station.
Middle of the woods?
It's about to go down.
You said gas stations?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It don't need to make sense. Let this hypothetical happen. Your 5-year-old wandered to the gas station.
Wandered into the woods of the gas station.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? We go to the strip club. It's 100 miles away.
Your example was crazy.
That's hilarious.
I'm just inventing shit.
I know, I am.
You're just
absolutely.
Shit. No, I see what you mean.
Listen, I do think this was an interesting conversation because it made me think about prejudice and all this other stuff, and how much of it is acceptable, and how much we all engage in it to some degree. It's kind of like the cop video we just did, where the guy saw an older white woman and treated her very differently than he would some nigga in the hood or whatever, right? He allowed her to do whatever. But I mean, like, most of us at the end of the day are going to treat some old lady much differently than we would a young man. Most of us are going to treat a young woman very differently than we would we all prejudicially, with prejudice, engage in certain social behaviors and
right.
treat other people as threat. So I don't think it's that abnormal that people talk about men this way. I just think when it's to the extreme of like an animal that's a predator.
This is the
apex
armor
predator.
Ever. Introducing Hyper.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people usually be like, "Oh, the devil I know," but not in this case. Well, the bear might eat the girl. What about the man? The bear might maul the girl. What about the man? The bear might do anything to the girl. What might the man do? Hmm.